morning, viewers. Welcome to Global Entertainment News Breakfast Show, your daily dose of news and updates. I am your host, Bisola, and joining me in the studio today are I want to say Eid Mubarak to our Muslim viewers, and may Allah accept their duas. We hope you enjoy the public holiday. We are taking today's story from Punch and Nation newspaper. Today's top story from Punch: how bankruptcy led Nigerian boxer to death in Ghana, says MBB of C. The Nigerian Boxing Board of Control says boxer Segun Success Olarewaju, who died in Accra, Ghana on Saturday, was not granted approval for the fatal bout after his initial fight schedule for Friday was cancelled after being adjourned overweight. The 40-year-old former national and West African light heavyweight champion lost consciousness during his bout against Ghanaian boxer John at Fight Night 15 of the Ghana Professional Boxing League at Bokom Boxing Arena, Accra on Saturday. It was meant that Olarewaju was leading on points before the tragic incident occurred in the scheduled 8-round light heavyweight contest against Mubago, also known as John Power, who holds a record of 12 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw with 12 knockouts.
Well, it's actually a sad day for boxing world. So I've lost someone like Larry Alton
Yeah, success.
in that fight because um, one of the things I think the boxing association really should look into is the fact that when boxers like this, with the kind of experience and skills they bring to, when they are going out to have that kind of fight, they should probably have a medical, if possible, a medical checkup like few hours before the match, be able to know the kind of state the person is. He might be going through medical issues that wasn't known to the public.
Yeah.
You can take one particular blow, particular place that triggers something bad, and
In his body.
so I think it's something we really need to look into.
Yeah, talking about the mental health stuff, that is exactly what I wanted to say. Because I feel like Nigeria does not actually have so much attention when it comes to all these champions and every other sports related. Because I feel like this thing is something that really needed to be
Addressed.
yes, exactly. Because if there is anywhere that they are needed to go into it or whatever, they have to go with medical assistance that's going to check them in
Regularly.
every resting and all that. But I don't think that Nigeria has that time for it because all they just wanted to focus on is the outcome of it. They don't wanted to know how the person is, what is the medical history and all that. You'll be surprised to find out that many of those people they don't even have any medical record with
At
them.
all.
That is just it. We really need to take this thing
Yeah.
serious.
Alright, let's move on. Despite Tinubu's intervention, Obasa pursues suit against Miranda lawmakers. Chief Afolabi Shafano San, the counsel of the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, for the 18th time on Sunday, dismissed speculations that his principal would be dropping the suit against erstwhile Speaker Mojisola Meranda and the Assembly members. Fashanu, in a telephone interview with The Punch, said his team was awaiting the court judgment on the matter and there was no going back. This is despite President Bola Tinubu's recent intervention in resolving the leadership crisis at the Lagos Assembly, with sources maintaining that part of the settlement was for Obasa to withdraw the suit against his colleagues.
Those two issues, I don't really know what is about this. Since he has already retained his seat back, because right now Nigerian politicians are like those people that feels like, well, even if they are going to spend 16 years in a seat, they still feel like it is their right to obtain that seat, and then no one is going to sweep them. And then they're going to make sure that they have the upper hand that is going to be backing them up in whatever wrong it is. It's time for him to actually drop the suit against Miranda and then just focus on the real task
Mm-hmm.
ahead in the Lagos State Assembly, not like still going against whatever reason I don't even
Yeah,
understand.
because this woman willingly withdrew from the seat for him that he should take over.
It's not about willingly. I don't think she willingly withdraw because the whole thing was kind of getting out of hand where
Control.
Obasa was insisting of not stepping down, that the seat he has to complete whatever tenure that he was given to. And then the woman does not want it to cause more trouble. That is what I feel like. She just wanted to let, and the president backing him up is something that we should know that it's all clear about that. This one is not something that she just feels
Mm-hmm.
like he doesn't have anybody.
Anything,
He
yeah.
has someone that is backing him, and that person is at the top.
Okay, let's move on. Ogun school denounce incision claims as parent petitions DSS. The management of a private school, name withheld, in the Arepo area of Ogun State has refuted allegations by some parents that incisions were made on some pupils. It was reported that the parents alleged that the incision result in health complications in their children. One of the affected parents, who identified herself simply as Abosede, the mother of a 4-year-old Aliamin, told our correspondent that she discovered an incision on his stomach on March 2. She claimed to have initially noticed the mark after Aliamin complained of persistent itching on the side of his stomach.
This thing was talked about on Friday last week when the parents came out. Why would they have to withhold the name of the school is something they don't really know. Even if
Probably they are still on investigation.
they still trying to deny that there was nothing like that. I don't feel like it's really something because not one parent, not two, but some parents coming out that they find a certain mark in their
Their
shoe,
children's body.
and then the school is trying to deny it and also trying to retain their names or whatsoever. Is something that is a lot is happening in Nigeria right now, and then I don't think that a school that called itself should put up this act of like going against some parents, like not acknowledging the child's health or the risk that the child can go through or the death at that moment, and then you just wanted to go incision on this child without the parents aware. It's really really something. The name of the school set should not even be supposed to be withheld at this moment. I feel like everybody, both the proprietor and all the people involved, should already be pulled out of that school, and then the school should be demolished. But not right now. They are still trying to have an investigation
Investigation on
when
them.
there's already a no now.
It's well. Okay, let's move on. How policemen accused of killing Lagos woman over 2,000 naira bribe absconded after bail, says investigation. Dismissed police corporal Aremu Musiliu, accused of killing a nursing mother, Comfort Udom, has reportedly disappeared after secretly securing bail from the Lagos High Court, Punch Metro investigation reveals. Musiliu and the 5 other policemen have allegedly flagged down a tricycle along Isheri area in 2015, driven by Comfort's husband, Godwin Udo. The vehicle reportedly carried Comfort and her 4 children, including a 4-month-old baby, as they returned home from a church program, despite the family complaining they were not commuters but merely heading home after worship. Musili allegedly insisted on a 2,000 naira bribe before allowing them to proceed.
So this is actually something we face every day when it comes to police brutality and everything. Just imagine that kind of a family a family coming from the church program and you stop them, even though they're not a family coming for a church program, even though they are commuters, they are passengers. Oh, I don't know why a police officer will tend to always want to collect bribe from a particular person, be it driver, be it just for you to have access to a particular road. Most of these people, I expect more from the Nigerian police. Imagine someone that has been granted bail. Imagine the court granting bail to a police officer that killed somebody, and at the end of the day, you can't find the police officer. Imagine that kind of scenario now. Definitely there's something fishy somewhere that we don't really know about. Is It's either there was a conspiracy for that police officer to escape. That's what I see.
All right, let's move on to today's top story from Nation. Killing of hunters in Edo. Okpebholo suspend security chief. Illegal vigilance groups. The state governor Monday Okpebholo yesterday suspended the commander of the security corps, Friday Ibadan, a retired commissioner of police. He also ordered the suspension of illegal vigilante groups following the review of the parliamentary report on the killing of 16 travelling hunters at Uromi, the headquarters of Isan North-East Local Government Area. The Secretary to Government, Umar Ikilo, a lawyer, said in a statement that lawlessness would not be permitted under the guise of maintaining security.
I stumbled across this video online where 16
Hunters were
hunters
killed.
were actually killed. They were burnt alive, and I think that it's a very bad for at this stage of civilization in the world and in the country. We still have a particular place in Nigeria where they still do jungle justice, and the, these people were actually interceding and telling the public that they are not they accuse them of being kidnappers. They were trying to explain to them and make
They
them
are
know
not
that they are not
kidnappers.
kidnappers, they are just hunters. Before you know, the community came across, lighted fire, started burning them. After beating them mercilessly, they said that they can't stand up. You see blood on their body and everything. And at the end of it, they have to set them on fire. I think with this reaction, for the governor of Edo State to come outside and suspend the commissioner
Yeah,
of
it's really worth
I
it.
think it's really good because you can't be in that kind of scenario, seeing that kind of scenario for a long time. But I think that incident happened within hours. I guess more than an hour. That's happened more than an hour. But I expected the police to be able to rush into that kind of situation. Something happened for almost an hour. You can't see any police, there's no one can, and I believe people will definitely call police, but they will decide to act blunt to something. This is what the action, the step that the governor of Edo State took. To me, I believe that's the step we need to start abiding. Any commissioner, any police officer, any senior staff in the police duty that sees that kind of thing, and if it's your own decision and you are not there to watch over it, I believe the next thing should either be fired or be
Yeah,
that.
because where is the essence of them being appointed there and they are not doing their
If
work?
we keep doing things like this, definitely the rest will know that before
Yeah.
they step into that kind of business, they should be very vigilant to things that happen.
Yes. Okay, to the next headline. Remain steadfast, Tinubu tells Nigerians. AIMS in Nigeria yesterday joined the faithful across the world to mark the end of Ramadan. Eid grants across the country attracted gaily dressed worshippers who turned out for Eid el-Fitr Zakat prayers to mark the end of fasting in the holy month of Ramadan. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu called on Muslims to remain steadfast with the virtue of the holy months. Sultan of Sokoto and the President General of the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs (SCIAs) Saad Abubakar urged Muslims to be tolerant. Ministers of Federal Capital Territory Nwanse Wike led the FCT delegation on a traditional Salah homage to the villa.
Well, I don't expect less from
No man
the
now.
president. It was to me what I observed. I think it was during the last 10 days or 15 days of the fasting. I guess 15 or 12 of the fasting. That's why I started seeing our president coming outside doing videos about saying fasting and all. But there's this question I would really to ask our Muslim viewers here watching. Is it actually right for a particular person to sit while praying and others are doing well? I don't know if
Yes, exactly.
I don't know if
It
it's
is right.
I don't know if it's the let me use the position our president is, that's number one president in the country. If that is the privilege is taken as the president, I will understand. But to me, that's the first time I've seen something like that. But I don't know if it's actually
Well, I will explain that to you. It is right when you are in your old age, you can actually sit down and pray. If you are already in your old age, you can sit down and pray. So it's not as if there is a new thing, it's something that actually been happening. If you're already in your old age, you can sit down and perform your rakat to the end. So it's
And
not as if it's because of the position that it is.
okay.
That
All right, viewers, thank you for joining us today on the Breakfast Show. I've been your host, Bisola. I hope you enjoyed today's program. Be sure to share, like, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, have a blessed day. Bye.